Are you looking for a quality Christian tour that's a combination of history, fellowship, and fun?
Join me, Frank Drinkhouse, President of Reformation Tours, for 13 inspiring days from Berlin to Geneva.
We will visit the actual sites where Martin Luther, Ulrich Zwingli, John Calvin, John Knox, and others made history and formed the Protestant faith. We'll also have inspiring fellowship with local believers in all three countries and great opportunities to connect with the culture. Who were the Reformers? What did they do? What motivated them through opposition and challenges? Why are these heroes of the faith still famous, and what can you learn from their lives that will inspire you today? Get answers and delve deeper on this amazing tour through Germany, France, and Switzerland. In Berlin, see the Kaiser Wilhelm Church, Brandenburg Gate, Reichstag, and World War II and Cold War sites. In Wittenberg, see where Martin Luther nailed his famous 95 Theses, where he preached, where he burned the edict from Rome, falsely condemning him as a heretic. Take an optional excursion to nearby Torgau. We'll have fellowship with the Wittenberg English Ministry. In Erfurt, we tour the top local sites and the Augustinian monastery where Luther became a monk in the year 1505. We'll have a group worship service in the chapel. This evening we'll dine in the Luther Cellar restaurant with a traditional meal from Luther's time. In Eisenach we'll tour the Wartburg Castle and see where Luther finished translating the New Testament into German in just 11 short weeks. See St. George's Church where the Bach family worshipped, the Bach Museum and the Luther House Museum. Have an optional tour to Buchenwald World War II Nazi concentration camp. Next is the Rhine River cruise from St. Gorshausen, past magnificent castles and the famous Lorelei Rock to charming Rudesheim. We'll take a cable car over the vineyards to the Germania Monument with a gorgeous Rhine view. Our guide in Worms will take us to see the amazing cathedral, followed by the site of Luther's Worms debates and the Reformation Monument, and follow this with worship and prayers in the Church of the Holy Trinity. We'll then travel into France to visit Strasbourg, where John Calvin and Martin Bucer helped bring in the Reformation. We'll tour the Cathedral of Strasbourg and the famous La Petite France Quarter. This evening we'll enjoy a very special fellowship meal with local believers as they bring an inspiring teaching on the contribution that Strasbourg made to the Reformation. Sunday morning, we'll have the option of worshiping at one of the local English-speaking churches or a French service at the famous cathedral. The afternoon's at leisure to savor local cuisine, and I'm going to lead whoever wants to go on an optional excursion to explore charming Colmar, just 1 hour south by train. In Constance, Germany, we'll pray on the very spot where the pre-reformer Jan Hus was martyred. See the cathedral where his mock trial was held, and his prison site, which is now, ironically, a deluxe hotel. Crossing over into Switzerland, we'll learn about the Swiss Reformation in Zurich. We'll tour the Grossmünster where Zwingli preached and the building where he lived. After a stroll through the historic old city past the Limmat River, we'll enjoy Swiss cuisine. Next, we head high up into the Swiss Alps. This is our fun Alps play day. Local leisure options include bike rental, hiking or strolling in the meadow with a picnic, or a cogwheel railway ride up to the Klein Scheidig and the famous Jungfrau Peak. We'll stop for coffee in beautiful medieval Merton, where we can walk atop the original city walls and explore another chapter of Swiss history. We then continue to Geneva, where John Calvin, John Knox, and William Farel and others brought Christ's teaching to eager listeners. We see the impressive Reformation Monument and explore where John Calvin preached at St. Pierre's Cathedral and Calvin's Church. Go up the steeple for an amazing view across Geneva. We tour the incredible Reformation Museum, and below the cathedral we can see the ruins of a Roman sanctuary and a 4th century basilica. After free time, we dine at a local restaurant this evening for our final farewell meal in Europe.
Join me, Frank Drinkhouse, President of Reformation Tours, for 13 inspiring days from Berlin to Geneva.